Hi, this is a new mini that I made. It's using Tim Holtz, let's see, I have to look up the name. Wallflower collection. That's what it is. This is a new, another new style that I made. It has the flowers there on the front, and I have some little ivory rosebuds. I like the little rosebuds. I think they add an extra accent and prettiness and delicate feature to the albums, so I'd like to use them whenever I can. The name of this album that I entitled it is called Tradition, and which is the passing down of beliefs and customs from one generation to the next. And it says long accepted and reoccurring practices associated with specific occasions. So it also gives you a definition, but really as far as the title for this album, that's what I called it, was Traditions. I used a border punch to get this little narrow piece back here that's on the front and the back. Then this is black grosgrain ribbon, and on the spine I covered it with burlap. I've never done that before, but I liked how it turned out, so I may do that again sometime for the right papers. But I thought it went well with this album and this theme. This is the back. Again, like I said, it repeats the punch, the black grosgrain ribbon, and of course you can still see some of the spine here. And I have a little journaling area. I've inked everything all around the outside of the album, and all of the pages and papers and everything. It just, with this being a vintage theme, it just couldn't be anything else but inked. So we'll look into the first page. This is how this goes. I've got a border on the inside. There's that page, double-sided. I believe we'll find out for sure, because I made this a few days ago. So we'll go through and make sure. But I think every mat and tag is double-sided this time. Remember, I told you that if in making an album, if I don't have it as double-sided, I would be sure and tell you. I don't have a lot of embellishments in here. I wanted this to just flow, and I wanted, for a change, the papers to be the focal point. I have liked this paper for quite some time and had been wanting to use it, and finally when I decided to create this style, I thought this was the perfect place for it, because there's a lot of these little cut aparts that just seemed perfect. So there's a lot of pockets, a lot of mats. These will, even the smallest of the pages, the narrowest of the pages, will accommodate a cropped 4x6. Down here you can do some journaling. Again, that's another reason why I left everything without a lot of flowers and embellishments in here, because I want the vintage theme to be the focal point. That and all of the area that's included for photos and your journaling. So we have that page. Over here I have another border pocket, and these little tags. They're so cute. That's also, it's just a part of the cut-aparts. And so I capitalized on that for the size of this album, the size these pages are, and used all the little ones. Here is 2 pockets. I have double-sided mats, tags, journaling spots. I also made embossed little tabs here, and it's on each side. It's a double thickness, very sturdy, and it's not a floppy piece of just a single layer piece of black cardstock. It's double layer, and the embossing, I think, adds extra strength as well. So there's that tag for that page. Then we have I wanted to continue down here, so I believe I did the same thing over here. Yes, so that, you know, this all would flow and make it look like one page. This is a punched border here, but it's not a functioning pocket. It's just a punched piece that I put on there because I wanted these colors to tie in. Over here is a page that has a pocket, and I have a large tag in there, double-sided, and and now I wanted to tell you that this, and this is like one page. Well, I'll say rather one section. And I just thought it was so cute. I liked how it turned out. So anyway, I hope you all like it. This is the back side of the one section, and there's a double-sided photo mat / tag on there. You can turn a lot of these by it all being one paper collection. They're interchangeable. You can use whatever you like, wherever you like. You can move it to what pleases you. If it's too much in here, too many mats, and you want to remove some, you can certainly do that. This is this page with a pocket. Here's this double-sided tag. I like that paper. I thought that was pretty. But I'm kind of a vintage person. That's really more my favorite papers to work with, are all the vintage browns, blacks, tans, cream, ivory. Those are the papers that I like the best. So I think that's why this paper attracted me. I wanted it. I bought 3 pads of it. I liked it so much. Here's the little pocket of this section with another double-sided tag with with a tab. And these are big enough that if you wanted to put a photo on there, you can. You can crop a photo and put that on there, or journal, whatever you like. So here's the side, the back side of that, of those little envelope pockets. This side has a pocket down here with another small mat. I think a lot of the reason why I wanted to use, well, the cut-aparts, I just think you should use them. But these little small ones, I think they're kind of neat because that's plenty of room for a 4x6 photo. You have plenty of border space around it. If you want to add some of your own flowers, you can, or any embellishments or anything. If you want to just even journal down here, you can do that. So these little tags, if you don't crop your photos that small, they're perfect for journaling, and yet you can still see all of your photo up here. Then here's the back side of this section, which has another double-sided mat. It's large. I think like on each, each section, if you wanted to place any flowers anywhere, it would be in through here and the front of the section or behind the section, because that's where you're going to have the larger gussets. In here, you don't have a lot of large space. So that's another reason why I didn't think I wanted flowers in this one. I want you to be able to focus on your photos, and if you use this for a family heritage or you know, a vintage album, you know, you may not want a lot of flowers in it. You want it to you want the focus to be on the photos themselves. Here's the beginning of the next section. With this has a tag, a pocket here. I love all the little extra pockets, and then that lends itself to not only a photo there and some journaling there, but if you wanted to crop a photo for that side or that and journal on the other, you can. You have that option with these smaller little tags. I think they're cute. This page is plain, no pockets, no match. That would just be for a good size photo. Then we have these pockets, these little little pockets, little sleeves maybe, with double-sided mats. And again, all of these have their 2, 4, 6, 8 with the embossed tab on there that I handmade. Here's this one. There, we got to have that guy on there. I had to have his face in there, so I hope you like him. He's I thought it was kind of neat. This speaks family history, vintage to me. Then here's the back side of that 2-pocket section. Here's this side with a small pocket allowing you for a photo up here, and here is your tag. That does happen to match. I did that on purpose because there's the smaller cut aparts like this size, and so I placed them how I kind of liked them. You have a lot of choice and selection in how you want to place them for yourself. Here again is the back side, and with this wider gusset right here, you can place photos there or there. So you do have choices and options with this album. There's that side, both sides. Again, like I said, these mats and everything are all interchangeable. You can place them wherever you like. This is the smaller version of this paper. There's that side. Then we'll go on to the next side. This was in the collection. It's a lighter green, mint green, I think. I would call it. And I just thought, well, that might be a nice place for some journaling. And you could put a cropped photo there, or even if you wanted to journal on it, would be fine. This is glued onto this mint background. I wanted it that way, so that's the way I made it. It is glued down. Here I brought the mint over on this side because I wanted it to come across and to flow. Here's the back side, which is going to match the next section. There's this tab that matches. So, you know, I tried to tie it all in that way and put it so that it's, you know, the hard work is done for you all. If you know, the only thing that I think that you may want to do is, again, if you wanted to add some flowers or any kind of embellishment, you know, you could, but I thought I would leave that choice up to you. And I didn't think that that you wouldn't want any in this particular album, with it being kind of like a family theme, heritage, old time, old fashioned kind of look to it and feel. Here is this side with the side pocket. There are the birds again. There's that man again. And here's a small tag. It's the punched border again. I like that piece. I thought it was pretty. I really like this. Kind of it made me think of like family tree. So anyway, that's why I put that in there on this particular page. Like I said, all of these papers are inked all the way around. There's no white edges. I really don't like to see white edges on paper. I try to avoid that at all costs. There are some albums I may have made in the past that the black really shows all this dust and things. That maybe I used or did not ink the edges because I thought they would detract from the particular, if it's a pastel paper collection. But typically I always ink my mats and all my papers in the pages. So here's that page. This pocket is big enough that you could put other things in it. If there's some in through here that you don't like or don't like where they are, you can put them in these pockets that have more room. But then again, you'll want to allow, if you're going to put photos on these larger mats, you know, you'll have to allow for that thickness. So here we go again. We've got, let's flip to the front. Here's that section. As you can see, that's how that is. It layers over so that it shows that there are 3 layers flowing this direction. Then here's this next section, and there are your 3 layers flowing that way. Then again, these. They're at different increments. See what I mean? It's just, you know, it's different widths, which makes it interesting, I thought. I thought it was a unique idea. Here is the last section. I put 4 sections in here because the spine itself is 2.5 inches wide, and I thought that the 4 sections fit in there very well. And there's so much room in there. There's so much area for all of your photos and your journaling, and even some extra space if you want to add flowers. You've got some extra. Let me do that this way. You've got extra room for flowers. If you don't, by the time you fill this up with photos, you know, it's still going to be full. So here it is. One last look on the front. Maybe I'll show you some of these up close. Here's my little rosebuds. Oops, there's a piece of a glue web. Here's those little tiny. These are 4 millimeters each, and I make them in clusters. I like it that way. So anyway, that's how I do it. They all of these flowers come from the United Kingdom. That's primarily where I get mine. So, well, in fact, that's the only place I get them currently. Here is this cluster down here. Shows you, that's a good view of the sections in there. You can see when I'm not pinching it that it's just, you know, comfortably full. The bottom, this view. I like the staggered look of the different widths of the pages. This was a tough one to make, but I thought it turned out well. I was pretty happy with it. So, it once I got started, it just kind of poured out of me, I guess you'd say. I could, and I think it has a lot to do with it being the vintage papers. That's what I like. This title is popped a little bit to give it, you know, some dimension. It's difficult for me to get that on camera, but it is raised, and it gives it some dimension. I thank you very much for coming to see me. I wish you a very happy day. Bye-bye.